Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing a Q&A today from last week's video. So last week's video was on service dogs and you guys had a whole list of questions. It seemed like everyone put them on my Instagram page, so that's where I took them from. And I'm just going to go right through. So Diane asked, how old is Zoe? Zoe turned 3 in September. And she wanted to know, did I pick her or was she matched to me? So we kind of picked each other. I was kind of between two dogs and couldn't decide. So I had the woman put the two of them across the room and called them over, and Zoe came right to me, and then she kind of licked me under my chin, and that just kind of sealed the deal, and that was it. So that's how I chose her, or she chose me. Does she only work with her vest on? When we're out in public, I always have her vest on no matter what. I never take it off. When we're home and just relaxing and, not expecting anyone over and not expecting to be going anyplace, I do take her vest off to just give her free doggy time. And she is definitely more relaxed during those times, but she also still picks up on my feelings. So if I'm in pain, she still comes over. I'd say the majority of the time, if I'm sitting on the sofa, she's still sitting next to me anyway. She always does let me know if I need to drink. That's one thing that she doesn't, discriminate whether the vest is on or not on. So she's more relaxed when it's on, but she still has that like motherly need towards me. So, so she still kind of does do what she normally would do. The vest, I think, just kind of focuses her more, I guess. Let's see, Pam had asked, what are some tasks that Zoe helps me with on a day-to-day basis? So if it's a normal day and I'm not having any episodes or anything, as I said, if I drop something, she just automatically goes and picks that up. She always alerts me to dehydration, so that's regardless. Even during the night, if she is up in the middle of the night and senses it, she will wake me up to drink. So I do keep a water bottle in the next to my bed, so that she will wake me up on. If it's a day that I'm not having such a great day, she picks up on that, and she will, if my leg or my foot is bothering me, she definitely tries to lick that area. When I'm at home, I don't need her to be in that block stance protecting my foot because there's just nobody there that's going to walk into me. If we were to go out to the mall or to a store or something and I have her with me, then in that case she's in that block stance because people just kind of walk past and for whatever reason they notice a dog and they will not walk into me. But before I had her as a service dog, my foot was getting banged into more than once. I don't remember the exact number of times, but enough that we were like, oh, we need to do something about this. So day to day, if I'm at home, it's kind of just the same things. And she's just, also like a really good friend. Like I talk to her all the time and she just keeps me company, So if I don't need her to be working or doing anything, she's just usually there with me anyway. So that would be on a, normal daily basis. Are people accepting of both of us when we're out in public? For the most part, they are. I had one incident, which I think this was a question that'll come up later, so if it does, I'll just kind of go by it. But the only place that I actually had an issue with, believe it or not, was it was a doctor's office, but it was in a hospital, and they questioned my bringing her in there, and I know what my rights are by the American Disabilities Act, so she was going in with me no matter what they said. So I pulled up the ADA service dog regulations on my phone, showed it to them, told them they were more than welcome to go on their own computers and look it up, and if they didn't want me in there, then they would be receiving a phone call from the American Disabilities Act and have their phone number too. So, you know, that's something that I just will not put up with. I know what my rights are, and I'm not going to be bullied by anybody. And the only place where she's not permitted to go is if you're having like a surgery or something like that where the area needs to be sterile. So, for example, when I did my trial stimulator in my spine, she was not permitted in there, and that I understand, and you know, would not want to take a chance anyway. So that was the only time that she was not with me. So otherwise, normally I've never had a store or restaurant or anything ever give me a hard time about her. So I don't know if I've just been lucky or I just been going to the right places, but I haven't had any problems with that. Zoey, another Zoey, who spells her name Z-O-E with the 2 dots over it, wanted to know why I picked the name Zoey. And I actually, when I was in high school, there was a girl named Zoey. I don't remember a whole lot about her. We only had gym class together, but I had never heard the name before. I thought it was the coolest name. And I actually just, you know, kind of forgot about her. I mean, like I said, we only had gym class together, and when we were watching, I think it was 2.5 Men. I think. I could be wrong. Now I'm getting my TV shows mixed up. But anyway, the girlfriend's name was Zoey. And it kind of brought back like, oh my God, I forgot about that name. And it just, you know, just seemed like a totally cool name to me. And since I don't have a daughter, I figured if I ever, you know, once we had a female dog, that was going to be her name. So that's how she became Zoey. Diane again asked, what age did her training start and how long did it take? So she was around 2, I guess. She had obedience training when she was a puppy, so she did go through all of that. So as far as then when it came time, when we sought out the trainer and everything to find out about having a service dog and all of that, it was relatively easy. Some of the things in training her, like having her, you know, like heel and everything, because she had all of that background already. The regulations that my trainer follows, and I know that the woman in Florida that I had mentioned in the other video also follows, it goes by 120 hours. So it depends on how you know, how much you do a week. So when he would come to my house, he came for an hour that day and went over with me what to do. I wrote things down. I took video of it just so that I wouldn't forget what I needed to do, depending on, you know, how complicated it was. And then I would work with her throughout the week, and I just logged the time. And, you know, some days, depending on her frustration level, we might have only done 15-20 minutes that day. Other days I might have been able to get in a full half hour. So I never, when it was just myself working with her, I never did a full hour. That just would be too long of a time. But at the same time, when we went to doctor's offices and she was still in training, and we went to doctor's offices, and if I was sitting in there for an hour and a half, I still was able to count that time because she was working and doing what she needed to be doing. So as long as she was staying in her place on the rug, protecting my foot, you know, alerting me if I became dehydrated, as long as she was doing all of that, I still counted that time as her experience. So I'd say for us, let me see, March, April, May, June, July, August, maybe about 8 months or so. I'm kind of guesstimating there. And you know, and then when everything was over, he came and, you know, she had like her final kind of finale testing, you know, to see that she could do everything that she needed to. And there's no certification right now for service dogs. So what my trainer does is the AKC, oh gosh, I'm blanking out on it. I'm going to have it written in here what it's called, since I'm totally blanking out right now, and this way I can move on with the questions. But that's what she had, her blue ribbon and good canine citizenship, I want to say. I'm going to have it here for you. Okay. Tammy asked, besides people wanting to pet Zoey, what, if any, are some of the difficulties I've encountered with people and or store employees in regard to having a service dog with me? So, again, I had that one incident with the, it wasn't the hospital itself, it was the doctor's office in the hospital, which just, again, that just cracks me up. But other than that, I really haven't had any difficulties. The petting part, definitely, because people do, and since she's little, and especially if I'm using my motorized wheelchair, I put her on my lap just out of fear that I would run her over. So, you know, people see a dog and they, especially a little one, and they, oh, she's so cute. And people that we've known for a long time, maybe, you know, haven't seen me in a while, and, you know, they're, I think a natural response maybe when people come over and, you know, give me a hug and then they start petting her, not thinking about it. And I do have to say, you know, I'm sorry, I understand, but please don't pet her. She's working right now. And I've never had anybody give me a hard time, you know, when I've said that. So, and that's something that it's very easy to say politely. So, you know, like I said, you just say, I'm sorry, I know that you want to pet her, but she's working right now and I really need her focused on me. And people understand that. I did have, it was really cool actually. It was a father with his two daughters. They were maybe junior high, high school age. And the one daughter was very shy, but wanted to be a veterinarian and wanted to ask questions. And the dad came over and he did apologize and said, you know, I don't mean to disturb you, but or interrupt you. We were shopping. But my daughter had some questions and I was wondering if you could answer them. And she had some great questions, and it kind of made me feel good that I was like helping and, you know, making, you know, people aware of service dogs as well as my disabilities. And it was really cool. So, you know, in that respect, yes, it delayed us from our shopping, but at the same time, I felt like it was something just really cool to do for them. So, so that's kind of answers that. Have I gone anywhere that was more difficult, such as a restaurant? So we've gone a lot of places with her. I haven't had any real difficulties. We've gone to restaurants with her. We've gone to stores with her. I'm trying to think. No, I can't think of anything else. So, okay, does it take longer to complete an errand because people want to ask you questions about her, or do most people respect her working and not bother me? So, again, that kind of goes back to the story that I was telling you, that sometimes it does. Not all the time, just every once in a while. And I look at it as it's an opportunity to bring awareness to people. So to me, I'm fine with it, you know, stopping what we're doing and explaining what she does and, you know, how she helps me. So for me, I have no problems with that. And the last one is, do you have to correct anyone that tries to give you a hard time, as in questioning my rights? And again, I've only run into that one time. So thankfully, that's the only time. And if it happens in the future, like I said, I have no problems with telling people what my rights are. And that's something that is very important for you guys to know. And, you know, look up what your rights are, especially if you're having a service dog. Definitely look up your rights, because you are allowed to take that dog with you every place other than a sterile environment. Otherwise, you're free to go anywhere. So, again, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please make sure that you subscribe and leave comments for me. And you can also go back to previous videos and leave comments as well. And if there's questions that people ask, feel free to answer them also. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great week. Take care.